whatsoever.
Thank you very much, Sam Rainsy. Sebastian, if I could turn to you, because you've been such a long-standing watcher of Cambodia. What are your own thoughts, Sebastian, about what Hun Sen announced today and where it's going to take Cambodia?
First off, thanks for having me. And my only regret is that I can't be there in person. I think that it's hard to disagree with Mr. Rainsy that there will not be any immediate change to the way Cambodia is governed. I think that Hun Manet will inherit a political system that has a momentum and an inertia of its own. He will remain, to a certain extent, he will remain hemmed in and restricted by the system in the same way that his father has actually been for many years. The system relies essentially on keeping powerful people contented. It requires constant renewals of the loyalty of key power brokers within the CPP, within the business elite, and within the military establishment. And these periodic renewals of loyalty require resources, and those resources, in the past have come from the sale and extraction of Cambodia's natural resources and all manner of other sources that have, in many cases, had a very negative effect on the Cambodian people. And I think that, to a certain extent, Manet will be a prisoner of this system. He will have limited power to rein in its excesses, even if he should wish to do so. And I've seen nothing to indicate that he has either the will or the ability to push Cambodia in a more democratic direction. I think that this whole succession is a way for Hun Sen to enshrine his political legacy and ensure that it lasts beyond his own retirement and eventual passing from the scene. I think that the problem of Hun Sen, that Hun Sen faces, is that he's being forced to step back from a system in which he has made himself very much indispensable. And how to do that when there are no institutions, no durable institutions that could guide a transition of power is a huge challenge. And I think that the solution that he's settled on is a generational transition within the CPP. Essentially, all of the old guard step back, their anointed successors step forward to take their positions. In many cases, or in several cases, we have the sons of ministers gearing up to succeed their fathers in the same manner that Manet is succeeding his. And this, it is hoped, will preserve the delicate balance of loyalties within the party and ensure that the Hun Sen dispensation continues, for another generation.
Do you think it will? I mean, given the challenges Cambodia is bound to face, there are some pretty hostile global headwinds coming its way. It's vulnerable to those. The natural resources are becoming more and more exhausted. I mean, can you repeat the Hun Sen power play for the next generation?
It's very hard to say. I think that one thing that we can say is that the system is inherently unstable. There's no institutions it's not rooted in any institutions. It's rooted in the relationships between powerful people, and those relationships, by their very nature, are unstable and volatile and liable to change. Hun Sen's political genius, if one could term it such, was to maintain very successfully those balances and to anticipate sources of opposition from within his own party and to essentially buy them off. But it remains to be seen whether the system will approach the sort of the outer limits of what Cambodia's economy and people can bear, and also whether Manet has the political ability to manage this very complicated game of elite politics. I don't think he has his father's capability nor his ruthlessness. Political ability is not hereditable. It's something that is the product of one's time and life experience. And his life experience has been very different from his father. He's a scion of wealth and privilege. He's gone to some of the best schools in the world. He has not been hardened in the way that Hun Sen was by his involvement in the Civil War and then the Khmer Rouge as well. So it's hard. Look, to answer your question, it's very hard to say. But he has a lot of challenges ahead of him.
Thanks very much. Look, I want to take a step back from